morning. Welcome to wintry Winnipeg. Yep, winter is back. Now I can't say back with a vengeance, but back probably about this much snow. However, the weather reporting individuals have told us that there's mild weather coming again, so it's possible we're going to lose this. Maybe I will be able to get out on my e-bike one more time this year. We'll see. No sunrise this morning. Now, the walkers did come over the bridge, and the way they were walking carefully, but not like it was slippery. So, yeah. Okay, enough about that. We got our Iowa turned around here. The plan today is to at least run one little line of easy line. Somebody asked me which easy line have I got? Well, I've got the fine version of it. I don't know what the diameter would be, because it seems to me that when I was checking that stuff out when I first got it way back in the Bismarck build, I concluded that it was not round. It was sort of rectangular shaped. If you look at it real close, it's not round. Anyway, I think we should be able to figure out a little bit here. Oh, a viewer by the name of Ron let me know. He told me where to look in my book to find a better drawing of where the lines go, and I checked it out. Thanks, Ron. We'll be referring to that today. I think it'll give me a rough idea. There's a lot of lines coming up and down and all over the place. We're not going to do that. We're just going to have just a few. Mainly the ones that would be seen from the side, the profile ones. Okay, I don't think there's anything else I want to mention here. Missy the dog came by the door this morning. Do I hear somebody at my door? Do I hear somebody? You can come in. Yeah, you can come in, Missy. Yeah, come on in. See if I can get her to come into the house. This will be her first time. Yeah, you want to come in? Yeah, come on. Here's a cookie for you. Oh, I see what's happened. Your leash is tangled up on something, is it? Is your leash tangled up on something? There you go. Yeah, there you go. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. You're such a good girl. Okay, see you later. Yeah. I thought I'd give you a bit of a different perspective of Missy the dog. Okay, let's carry on here. It almost seems like I don't want to get at this because I'm sort of stalling for time or something, but no, that's not what it is. It's I think part of it is I just don't know exactly where I want to attach them. You know, it's not like you had instructions that said it goes from here to here to here to here. Like I found with the, I think when I was doing the Bismarck build, I found, some of you may know, I think the Italian model manufacturer, I think it's pronounced Amati, they also had a 1/200 scale Bismarck, and it was a very expensive kit, beautiful kit, a lot of metal involved, moving parts. I think they put out one on the Titanic now, and but I just didn't want to get into that. I don't even know if we could get it here in Canada. I think it's more prevalent in Europe. But anyway, let's stop talking here and recompose and see if we can at least run a little bit of line. Okay, here we are back in Stefan's book again, and I'm talking about the e-book version. It's the one I have. Now, I'm noticing that at least I think I noticed that the pages, like here it says page 300, it may not be page 300 on the hard copy. Anyway, earlier I had been talking about Amati, and then I sort of trailed off in my thoughts. That must be annoying when I do that. But anyway, what I was starting to say was that what Amati did was they in their instructions showed where the rigging should go on their Bismarck kit. And fortunately for me, their instructions were available online without any charge. I think a viewer told me about that. And so if you remember way back about 4 or so years ago, I actually was referring to those instructions when we were doing the rigging. Anyway, here we are. So we're going to kind of go from that. We're sort of looking, it's not real clear here, but we're looking down into that area that I was sort of pointing with my finger yesterday, and we'll be into it again here in a few minutes. And it shows what we should be fastening the rigging to. Now I think we can move ahead one here. I looked at this yesterday evening. Okay, so we come down. We are fastening onto. No, that's not. Okay, now these things here had something to do with the. They were like conduits for the high voltage line, I think, for the antenna. I think that an antenna actually would come out of this part right here, and this was like sort of an insulator that for moisture and so on. At least I think that's what it's all about. So I think if we find this, I remember actually gluing something like this onto the deck here. Oh, half a year ago. It seems like ages ago almost, but not really. So yeah, if we were to run a line from the end here where I'm pointing with my pointer, and just run it up somewhere to it, probably to another line that I'm going to string across from the yard arms. Here's another one. I think I think this is a different. Yeah, this is a different one. It's not the same one. I don't remember putting these ones in, but anyway, let's try another one here. Oh, here's some here's some decent drawings. Okay, I think we're probably getting out of it now. But we're going to be referring probably mostly to this one here. So I'll be running at least a line from this corner all the way across to this corner right here, and then the same on the other side from here to here, and then we'll be running a line down onto those insulators that we were looking at. Okay. Let's get back to the model table here. Okay, I was noticing when I was looking at that drawing that there was about half a dozen lines coming from these yard arms, like from this one here. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this one way over here. I got to be careful that I don't break something off here. Okay, so we got this one going on right here, and there's at least half a dozen lines. And it looked like each line had a down lead going to various. Maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit here. Okay, I'm gonna try not to get in the light. This is awkward to photograph. Okay, so here's one of those conduits, and another one. And another one, and I don't know if this is one or not, but there's also I think 3 over here on this side, so I could probably run six lines in line with the ship, from one yard arm to the other, and then we'll run lines down. That'll give a little bit of definition. A few moments ago I was checking my email and got an email from Anne at the Honda place, Bill Cycle in Steinbach. And she sent me what I believe is a quote. At least I think that's what it is. So that's kind of interesting. Just thought you'd like to know things are getting closer. Like we're at the beginning of winter, I'm starting to deal on a motorcycle. Seems kind of funny, doesn't it? Especially when it's not even here in Winnipeg yet. Probably sitting in a container somewhere over in Japan waiting to come over on a boat. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so, and also I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to be able to video, because to get in here properly, I can't have the camera in my way like where it is right now. Like right now it's right in front of me. And maybe what I'll have to do is, put it over on the other side and aim it this way so that you can watch how I attach the easy line. Because there is a real slick way of doing it with using CA glue. Now this easy line, it shrivels up almost instantly if an extra thin touches it. But for some reason, CA glue doesn't affect the rubber. Yeah, strange. At least it didn't before, so I don't know. Probably won't now either. Anyway, let's recompose here. Yeah, maybe I'll stick the camera over on the other side and face it this way. Okay, obviously now you're on the other side. And just let me move you in just a little bit here. And I have found a total of 8 of these conduits. It's kind of hard to see, but there is two right here that are definitely something that a line would come up out of. This one and this one. Well, this one I broke loose. I didn't notice that. I better get some glue on that. Okay, and then there's 1, 2, and 3, and then there's 3 the same on the other side. So it's a total of 8 altogether that we can have lines running up from. Okay, now something else I kind of want to show you. Okay, this is the mast on the stern. You might call it I don't know what you call it. Anyway, you notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's four places that we can sort of fasten our easy line onto, and then there's 4 on the other side, so that will give us 8. So if I had 8 lines, running across to the one on the front, just let me recompose and we'll look at the one on the front. You know what, I think I'm just going to not bother refocusing. I think we can probably see that pretty good. Okay, now there's a couple of things here that I think might have been for for a line. Now, I got to be really, really careful when I'm reaching around that I don't accidentally bump something and break it off here. A lot of this stuff is very, very, like this piece right here is photo etch, and it's really, really fragile. I'm thinking that maybe what I should be doing is doing this rigging off camera, because I'm finding that when I'm reaching over, to set the camera or move it or something like that, I'm afraid I'm going to catch my sleeve on something, and we could be set back days, because I want to try and capture a real cool shot, if you know what I mean. So I think what I'm going to do here is we will attach one line on camera somewhere where it's convenient, so I can show how this stuff glues onto something, at least the way I do it. But I think that in all likelihood, most of this rigging I'm going to have to do, unfortunately, off camera and get it done. Now, while I'm thinking of it here, we got a message from our friend Gabe. His back is on the mend, and he thinks that all being well, he's going to be here at the model table on this coming Tuesday, like 5 days from now. So we got that to look forward to. Kind of like threading a needle. Okay, let me pull this through a little bit. Looking at the monitor there, and I'm realizing that you can't really see the easy line. Maybe if I was to set my big piece of white cardboard in behind. But you know, if I do that, that's just one more thing that could accidentally fall over and cause damage here. We'll adhere this end. What I'll do is I'll stick my macro lens on, pardon my reach, and we'll use it as a telephoto, and we'll get in just a little bit closer, and I'll glue this one connection here. At least that's the plan. Very careful when I reach over. At this stage, I do not want to have any major setbacks. And if we take and use a little bit of blue tack here as a weight, just on the end of the easy line. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, that'll work. All right, now what this will do, it'll put the correct amount of tension on my line. Because this line, this rubber, a lot of you know this, but some of you don't. It has a stretch ratio of 7:1. It's kind of like the surgical tubing that I used to use as a high start when I was doing RC gliding years ago. And anyway, that's another story. Maybe I've got a little bit too much blue tack here. It's a little bit on the tight side. I got to be very, very slow and methodical when I move around now with my fingers. Okay, so we can get this up and over into the right position here, and pull it right up so that I don't waste any, because it's this easy line is expensive. So now we're going to want to clip onto this with something to hold it here. I guess I should have been a little bit more ready. Is that going to grab onto somewhere? Yeah. Okay, just I don't want to be gluing the blue tack to the... There, that'll be good. I think I better take another grab on this. like that. I think that'll be good. I'll pull it up again. Get it over in a place where I can do the exact same thing on the other side. Again, if I carefully put this down right here, I have a bit of loose railing there. I didn't just break it now, that was loose before. I remember thinking I should fix that. Maybe I'll do that later. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll stick our macro lens on, and we'll move in and get our CA glue going. I was using the CA thin before, and I'm just going to do that with this now. The quick setting CA might be a little better, but yeah, we'll use the thin and see how it goes. It'll look good until I snip it loose here, and once the tension comes off, you'll see that it's going to curl a little bit. Anyway, enough talk. Let's do it. Okay, I'd like to get this moved over just a little bit more towards the mast if I can. It keeps wanting to come back. I guess there must be, maybe I come at an angle like this, it might work better. No, it just doesn't want to. Okay, that's where it's going to have to stay, I guess. All right, here we go with a little bit of CA on here. That will be enough. That will be enough. Now, where's my curing agent? Oh, it's a good thing I can delete out the dead spots, because it took me a while to find everything. Okay, that'll be good. Just the smell of it, just to activate it, it'll start to crystallize. At least I think that's what it does. Now maybe I should have put on a brand new number 11 blade here. I'd use my scissors, except the scissors won't go quite as close. Huh. Okay, how would it be if I come in like this with the tweezer and I stretch it down a little bit? If I want to pull too hard, I'm going to pull it right through the CA glue. No. You know what? I broke it loose. I broke it loose. Now I got to do it all over again. Well, I won't video doing it because you've already seen it being done. Maybe I'll use the scissors next time. I'm having trouble seeing this here. I'm going to put on my magnification hood. Okay, and the easy line that gets stuck in this little piece of blue tack, it should just pull right out of there, like that. Now, I think that our blue tack was too big. I can just take about half of that much. It doesn't need to be as heavy as I had it. So we'll use these smaller ones now. I don't know if you remember when I was doing using blue tack balls on the end of easy line before. I believe they were smaller. So we'll just put it right here. And what I'm going to do is do the rest of these or almost all of them off camera, unless I come to something that's really different from what I just did. And it just broke loose. It came loose. I don't know what to tell you here. I think maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the CA quick setting next time. Either that, or maybe I should, loop this around once. I think I'll try that off camera. You know what? I'm going to call it quits for today. What do we got here? 2:15 already. I'm not discouraged. I'm a little bit disappointed that this happened, but I'm not discouraged. This is the way it goes in this hobby. You just keep at it until eventually you get it. Sometimes you'll get it on the first try, and sometimes it'll take the 5th try, So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.